So I think the first thing to mention is one of the reasons we aspire to do much more business with Earnix going forward is because the organizations are very much aligned in terms of going focus. So having listened the last couple of days to your CEO, your CPO, your CTO, and some other individuals, including yourself, I think we're aligned on two very important things. Number one, client centricity, understanding the clients, where they're evolving, improving the relationship and the offerings, etc. And number two, and that's probably the word I'm going to focus a lot on this conversation, how to deliver value. We are very much focused on this thing in TCS, have been so for a good couple of decades, and I know you guys have something similar in terms of your path, your growth, etc. And I think that's a great start. We are also looking to grow the business with you guys because we see a lot of value being delivered. I think the areas where you focus on, and again, it was interesting to hear yesterday about platforms, standardization of platforms, AI-driven activities, etc., are very much where we see a lot of our clients going forward. And I think in terms of where we see complementary things, TCS is the largest provider in the world of services and technology for the insurance industry, is very much focused on all the verticals you guys are growing in at present and also looking forward into the future. And I think our understanding of both the domain side of our clients, so their industry, their competitive landscape, the way their mindset thinks, etc., and where things are headed, which is really important given the speed of changes, as well as the technology side of things and some of the cutting edge things Earnix is involved in the present and the future, are almost a perfect combination going forward in how we can work with you guys, with specific segments, with specific clients, and help ourselves, and most importantly, deliver value to our clients, which is the most paramount thing. I look at Earnix as being the spearhead in terms of the front office, the pricing, the underwriting, looking at risk, and a whole bunch of different things, with the word dynamic sitting on top of it, both in terms of standardization of platforms and technology, as well as the value you deliver. TCS brings a very holistic understanding of both domain as well as technology. We've been involved for many, many decades now in transformation, digital transformation, supporting clients' growth agenda, and a whole bunch of different things. So one of the benefits we bring as part of that holistic view is not just what can we do with a specific solution or Earnix, but also how does that fit with the wider IT estate and architecture of our clients? How does that fit with something your CTO, Erez, mentioned earlier around, he likes compliance, and in the UK specifically, it's a very compliance-heavy jurisdiction. Understanding what compliance allows you to do or not, understanding things like risk management regime, which are very, very prevalent in Europe post-Solvency II, and how does that fit in terms of competitive landscape, fit into the implementation of things from the enterprise, etc., are really important things. The last thing I would mention in this context, it is critical, at least in the UK and in parts of Europe, to understand the implementation risks, the barriers to implementation in terms of the company, the infrastructure, technology infrastructure that allows certain things to be implemented or not, cybersecurity implementation, risk management implementation, etc., all of which are tied into where the company wants to go with the clients in terms of growth, etc. And I think working together, you guys are in the tip of the spear in certain areas, and our holistic understanding complements each other very well in terms of being what we can do together. And again, I mentioned the V word, so I apologize. Delivery, maximum value to our clients, to enable them to deliver to their retail clients and institutions, because I know you guys work across different segments, retail, institution, etc., and therefore that's critical. So I can go through a million examples because we cover all the segments. I think there's the use of analytics is part of what we call hyper-automation, which again, was mentioned actually earlier in one of the conversations by Erez, the CTO, because it's not just about robotics, it's also about augmenting decision-making, bringing people and technology together to do something which they couldn't do up until now, so really stretching the envelope. We've done a lot of projects, whether it's life insurance, general insurance, specialty insurance, large commercial risks, etc. I think the fundamental thing is about, number one, helping people make better decisions. So we do a lot of work with claims people, surprisingly enough. We do a lot of work with the underwriting community, but we also do a lot of work in the retirement space, in life and pensions, where analytics are actually, some of the things you guys are looking at, are driving a massive change, which is a shift in insurance from outcomes to client journeys. And client journeys is also part of the things you guys are capturing in some of your propositions, because it is about understanding how to basically harness the availability of large, actionable, structured data to be able, as was also mentioned earlier in one of the lectures, to actually enable people to do better decision making. And I can give you a million examples, again, retirement space, general insurance space, et cetera, et cetera. The areas of focus where we see the biggest advantage is obviously underwriting, and that includes pricing on personal lines, commercial lines, and specialty, but also at the same time some areas in claims which are evolving very rapidly. And again, shall we not lose sight of life and pensions, where, again, that shift from outcomes to journeys enables a lot of new technologies, like some of the things you guys are looking at in annuities, et cetera, to actually deliver value. And we cover all these things, and we continue doing them on an ongoing basis. So I think the insurance industry is probably going to continue growing tremendously, because it's starting to fill some social functions and risk management functions that did not exist 5 years ago because of the changing dynamics of the risk environment, as well as needs of people. For example, in the UK, things around health insurance and a whole bunch of different things. So that's number one. Specifically about TCS, we have a very, very large contingency that deals with innovation, with R&D. We're a very large patent writer, etc. All these things together, in terms of thinking today about what will happen in the future and trying to address some of these issues, are where we see delivering value. And of course, we should not lose sight of the BAU, the most important daily thing, which is our bread and butter of delivering change, delivering large projects, and helping clients go through all the hurdles of teething pains. How do we do that? Sitting with the C-level executives and asking them themselves, where should I invest? Does that create risk? How do I look at regulation, for example, in the UK with operational resilience and a whole bunch of different things? And we help clients by the holistic understanding, that's number one, by helping them today think about the future with a lot of my colleagues that are innovation, R&D, etc., but also working in tandem with innovative, groundbreaking partners like Earnix, and actually helping clients think today about the future and then implementing, which is important. And again, I mentioned again, delivery value to clients, which is the most paramount thing in all the discussion here.